everyone. This video will kick off my coverage of the English Nationals this year. I hope to do some meta coverage before the English Nationals and after the English Nationals, and I also hope to do some list reviews for the English Nationals. So it will be a mixed bag of stuff that I'm going to do. But since Great Britain is the biggest single area of bold action, this of course is really interesting for me as a competitive player. So I will try to do as much coverage as I can. I have already made some agreements with some of the English players that are going to go to the English Nationals, that I will talk to them about what they experience. So this will be that, covering the English Nationals. And I'm starting off with a list review. Now, this list was sent to me by Tzarken. That's not his real name, by the way. That's just his Discord handle. So let me talk you through the list. And as per usual, because it's for a tournament that hasn't really kicked off yet, I will try to keep my advice to a minimum, so that I don't influence the results in any way. So yeah, let's see what he has to offer for the English Nationals. Right. We have a German reinforced platoon. I love seeing this because one of my projects for this year was to make Germany competitive again. I am not there yet, and I hope that this list will contribute in some way towards that goal. The first thing I want you to notice is how he has 15 order dice. This is what you need to do. You need to be between 13 and 16 order dice in a 1,000-point list. I know that some of us were told when we started playing bold action that you need 1 order dice per 100 points. That is not true. More order dice means order dice control, and you need that. So he is running the second lieutenant regular. You need that, unless your pack allows certain upgrades. The Germans, of course, need to take a regular lieutenant. So there's no getting out of these 50 points, and that is the first point where you can see that Germany is spending too many points on some of their capabilities. Now, hopefully, Tzarken, you're better at using this officer than I am, because for me, he's just a morale upgrade. But I do know that with Germans, you can do snap 2 shenanigans and get something really nice going from that. Storm Pioneers, that is the infantry that we're seeing here. 2 times veteran Storm Pioneers, 99 points. And we have 1 guy with a flamethrower, 2 guys with machine guns, NCO with a submachine gun, and 1 rifleman to load the flamethrower. So we're at 5-man units with a single Panzerfaust. I like this. These units are really good when you throw them up in a heavy field car, for instance, or 2 of them in a truck. And they are identical, so you have the same stuff in each squad. You know what you get, you know what your capabilities are. I really like that. The flamethrower on a veteran is really good as well, because it's sort of protected from sniper fire, because they're veterans. They're unlikely to lose that 1 flamethrower, but it does become more expensive than what you would see if you ran engineers in, for instance, Americans. So there is that. It's not a lot of infantry, and that is also something that we should be aware of. That it's only 10 guys here, right? We have a sniper team, regular, to protect and to do counter sniper. I love that. A medium piece of artillery with spotter, regular. It does become expensive when you're running it with spotter, but it also means that you're more usable. Your line of sight increases, right? Motorcycle with machine gun sidecar, very good, very competitive, love it. And that MMG is really, really good because of the German special rules. So it's really an upgrade from the 50 points that a regular machine gun, medium machine gun team costs. Panzer 1, I like it. The Panzer 1 has 2 turret-mounted machine guns, and that is really, really good. That is 12 shots for 70 points. But it does have the one thing that it hasn't got any AT. So for something that you're picking in your tank slot, it lacks some AT punch. But with Germans, you get that from Panzerfausts. So you might be able to get away with this. And I have seen other competitive German players do this successfully. A truck that can have both of the units of engineers in it and actually has room for a lieutenant as well, if you want to. Which means that you can do the shenanigans where the lieutenant gives the snap to, no, you can't do that when you're off the board. Interesting. So you are paying for 2 seats that you're not going to use here. Anyways, it has got a pintle-mounted MMG. I like that, and makes it usable, even though it also makes it expensive because it needs to be regular then. Second platoon, and this is what we need. If we're going to make Germany competitive, if they're going to be successful on the battlefield, you need double platooning. It's just a thing. We saw this at the WTC, we saw this at the Danish Nationals, we saw this at the Scottish Nationals as well. Double platoons do better than single platoons. It's just what happens. Second lieutenant, again, you pay the tax. Osttruppen, yes, these guys, 10 men, full squad, for 40 points, and you get that double roll. They're very good outflankers, surprisingly good outflankers. Do that. And again, we have a Storm Pioneer, 1 rifle, 2 submachine guns, 1 NCO with submachine guns, and a flamethrower with the Panzerfaust. So again, the same unit as we had before. So now we have enough infantry bodies, or we're getting there anyways. Still, we have the problem that this is limited to a flamer fleet type of army. We need the transport, we need the hit from the flamers to work, but that can work. Nebelwerfer, ooh, I love this. Inexperienced, yes, that's the way to run it. An inexperienced Nebelwerfer, or a what was the other one? Howling Cow. There are 2 multi-rocket launchers for the Germans. I would buy the cheapest one. I think this is actually the more expensive one. Why? Because what you want it to do is you want it to split up the enemy. You don't want it to hit anything. That's rarely going to happen if the enemy knows what they're doing. But you want them to split up. You want them to spread out so that your flamethrowers can hit one side of the enemy army. And the cheapest one you can get will do that for you. Motorcycle side gun, machine gun sidecar. Yes, double of those. They are really good. They're very fun to play. And the Polizei tank. Yes, here comes the Darker with the light anti-tank gun as well. The Polizei tank is really good. 145 points. It is a bit more expensive than the Stuart, but it is not vulnerable, whereas the Stuart is. So it's basically a German Stuart. Has 20 machine gun shots, a lot of shots. It's actually better. It's actually better than the Stuarts. So, yeah. And a field car, 6-man transport, again, to throw his engineers into that and just throw them up in a truck and a field car. This is a really nice list. Tzarken, I hope you do well, and I hope that this actually works for you. I would love to see Germans finish not in the bottom half of the field in a certain tournament. So that is what we're playing for here. We're playing for you to go into the top 50%. Good luck. Cheers.